Welcome back. Today is the day that we finally finish the exterior details of this mega base. It's looking good so far, but it definitely needs some more things added to it and some things finished. Starting, I think, with these bridges. Now, I want to keep them quite tall and thin looking as they currently do already look, so I'm not going to be adding too much thickness to these support posts, but I am going to make them add some detail to the top, make them kind of look like they're actually supporting the bridge a bit more, and also I think add a roof along these bridges as well, because we get a lot of rain in this world, so we want to protect the people who live here from the rain. And we have bridges, and I think these turned out really well. I'm really happy with the view from up here as well, and just the bridges in general. I'm happy with how they turned out. The design of them, I think, fits with the theme of this build really well. Now, next up, I think we need to do something with this area here, this area in between the two main buildings and where this bridge is going to connect to. It's kind of just this empty space at the moment, and we have the tree and the waterfall over on this side. But I kind of want to just turn this into like a bit of a garden area, kind of courtyard area. Maybe we'll put some benches around. I think I want to continue this sort of covered bridge design in between these two buildings so that there is like a covered walkway in between to get from one building to the other. So I'm just kind of continuing the same design along the side of this building, and we'll kind of join up to here. So now we have this nice covered area here. I think we need to extend this pathway, so probably just keep this as cobbled deep slate. I think I want to keep these side bits quite open. I definitely need to put some kind of fencing like along the edge here just to kind of keep it a bit safer. Something like this, a little bench so you could sit here and look out over the view. I think we should have a little bench in underneath the cover under here. Yeah, that's cute. Little bench underneath this covered walkway. I wonder if I should have a fountain out here. Maybe we should put a fountain in the middle. Just going to do a bit of cobbled deep slate as kind of a path for people to walk along, I guess, through the garden. And then just a few flowers around, I think. So I think that this area looks quite cute now. We might add a fountain in, maybe in the middle, like a water fountain at some point. But I think for now this looks fine. I don't want to overwhelm this space by putting a massive thing in the middle. If we do put one in, it will just be a little one. I think for now this is good. This looks fine. I think this fits. This joins up really well with the bridge. It's all kind of the same kind of covered style. And there we go, we have some lights in here as well now. Yeah, I think this looks really cute. I'm really happy with how this little area has turned out. I think this is a good use of this space in between the two buildings, and it helps to kind of keep these joined together. And if we take a look from the air, yeah, it kind of just joins the two buildings together quite well, keeps everything sort of flowing with the roof then extending along the bridge over in that way. Now I need to figure out a good window design. We definitely want lots of windows around this build, and I want to add detailing around the outside to give them like a window frame, but I'm not sure whether to use dark oak or deep slate or stone, like either dark oak on all of the window frames or deep slate on the windows in the deep slate and then stone on the windows in the stone. It would be different depending on where the windows are, or I just go with dark oak all around. So I'm gonna try out some designs here in both the different types and see, one, if I can come up with a good design that I like, and then also whether I want to use dark oak or deep slate. Okay, so these are my two options for window design. I think I'm leaning towards the dark oak because this one just kind of blends in with the wall and doesn't really stand out. Like, you can't really see that there's a window frame going on there. As much as I do like having walls, and we don't have walls with wood, we do have trapdoors with wood though, which actually I think I prefer the wood version. I think I prefer the dark oak. So yeah, I think we're going to go with this for the material, and I kind of like this shape. There's something, I'm not quite totally happy with it, but I'm not really sure what else to change. So I think for the kind of just the normal basic windows, I think this is fine. Some of the bigger windows, we're going to do like a big, much bigger window, fancy window frame. And then of course we need some glass, and we're going to do coloured glass in these windows to kind of give it that sort of stained glass window feel and kind of try and get a bit of a blend going on with the colours. We're going in the opposite direction to the roofs. We're going blue down to kind of purple pink colour. Now for the bigger windows, I want to do something a bit bigger and a bit fancier. So I think I'm going to kind of do a bit of like a bay window situation and sort of bring this out a bit. Sort of have like a semicircle sort of sticking out here, and we can maybe even have a bit of a balcony going on here. This is probably going to be kind of like a dining hall area. A big fancy window here will be good. Okay, we've got a bit of a base in. I think that looks quite good. And then we just want to do something similar on the top as well. I really want to keep this kind of long, thin, pointed, tall sort of shape that we have going on everywhere else. Yep. I like how this is looking. I definitely think this looks grand enough for a big fancy window. I've done it out of deep slate here because it is less of a window frame and more of like an extra part of the building. So I think doing this out of deep slate looks better, and any other bigger windows like this we do, I'll do the same thing. So I've kind of tried to curve the glass out to follow the shape of the window that's kind of sticking out, and I actually think that this has turned out really well. I was worried that the glass bending would look a bit odd, but I think with the different colours kind of merging together and blending across in like a gradient, I think this looks really good, and I'm really happy with how this big window is looking from a distance. And I'm definitely going to do some more of those around. I think I need to get another one of those in somewhere because I'm really happy with how that's turned out. I think the bigger windows on the side, I would probably just do regular window frames because they're bigger windows, but they're kind of still mostly a regular sort of size. They're not too different from those windows over there, so I think I'll just do the same kind of frame as those. So I've been working on these windows for quite a while now, but I think I have finally got all of the windows in that I would like to get in. I've been trying to figure out exactly how many windows to have and how big of a space to leave between them, and I started getting like too many windows too close together, so I had to take a few out. But I think we have got to a point where I am happy with how many windows we have here, and I've checked on the inside as well to make sure that it kind of fits with how the rooms are going to flow inside. I put another big window up on this side, and I think that looks really good. And then I also put a couple of those sort of pop out bits as well, which I think look quite cool too. We have almost everything finished now for the exterior. The last thing that we need to work on is actually these roofs. So where I added some depth to the walls, it means that we need to bring this roof trim out a little bit further just to kind of match in with that. And I want to add some detail underneath the roof trims anyway with this unstripped warped wood block. So I think that works quite well for us. We can just put this in and bring out the edge of this roof a bit further. I also want to hide some lighting up here just to kind of try and keep it mob proofed and also stop the snow from settling constantly everywhere. And it's just started snowing, which is perfect for me to test whether these little Froglight additions are going to be enough to keep the snow from settling. Okay, it looks like they're not quite enough to stop the snow from settling, but that's fine. We can just put a bit of string down on the places that are still having snow settle. I think this is pretty good still. It's still keeping it fairly snowproofed. Okay, so we fixed this one roof. Now we just need to fix all of the other roofs all over the rest of the base. I'm sure this won't take long, right? So I am going to need to spend some time going around and placing string over everywhere that the snow is settling, and it is helpfully snowing again now. Apart from the string, I think we can say that this mega base is officially finished. It's officially complete. At least the exterior of the base is complete. Obviously, we still have all of the inside still to make and build and decorate. But as far as the outside goes, I think this is looking pretty good. Let's get rid of this snow and try and get a better view of this mega base. The rain and the snow have finally stopped and we can take a look at our finished mega base. I am seriously so happy with how this has turned out. I love all of the colours and the details that I've added in this episode. And I just think this whole area really kind of fits together and gives that magical feel that I was going for with this build. And I'm super happy with how this has all turned out so far. And I'm really excited about moving on to the interior of this build and continuing this theme with the full interior added. And now that we finally have this mega base finished with all the doors and windows in, I think it's time that we head back over to our starter home and pick up a few little friends that I think will fit right in with this new magical base. We have had these little allays in our starter house for a very long time. I always intended to build them somewhere to live, and now you finally have somewhere to live, and I think that they are the perfect fit for the magic school mega base castle that we have got going on. And now we just have to grab them all with the leads. We have to try and collect them all up somehow. Okay, I think this might actually be easier. I've just given them all a dirt block and I'm going to get them to follow me. And luckily, we have built a pathway now, so we can just follow the path all the way over to the mega base. I have 8 currently. So we'll just keep an eye on how many make it. And I'm pretty sure I'm on the version that I can duplicate them anyway. So we will probably make a whole bunch more once we get over to the castle. And we can also take this opportunity to have a look at the castle as we approach by the road. So along here you can't really see anything, and then we get to here and we start to see the castle through the pillars, the custom tree that we built blocking the view on purpose, and there it is. And I think that was 8. I think that was all 8 of them. And all of the doors are closed in here, so they can't get out anywhere. Here's your new home. Welcome to your new home. I think once we get an interior on this and we have these allays just sort of floating around and flying around the rooms, it's just going to add that extra kind of finishing touch to this build, I think, just to have these little allays flying around, just hanging out in some of the rooms, helping out. I think this will be a really cool addition. And we also have our 2 little castle cats here, and we need to name these cats. So if you have any ideas for names for these 2 cats, or for any of these many allays, then let me know in the comments. I want to name all of these. I think that would be really cute to give them all names as well. And now finally, the last thing that I want to do is update these maps of the area, because I think it's looking very different. Oh, actually, maybe I should wait till I've done the string on the roofs. Yeah, I'm gonna finish doing the string on the roofs. I'll probably do that off camera. You don't need to sit and watch me place stacks and stacks of string all over this. And then we will update these maps and we'll get those set up somewhere in the castle. We will have, oh, there's a free one. Somewhere in the castle we will have a map room with the original map and the map now, which shows the castle all finished. And perfect timing, it's snowing yet again in this world. It is always raining or snowing or something. And I think this little alley is going to help me do the outro, because this is definitely the end of the video. We have done so much in this episode, and I'm really happy with the finished exterior of this mega base, and I am super excited to get working on the interior next. So next episode, that's what we will be moving on to. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.